Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our boot camp tonight. I want to apologize to everyone. I was having just a little bit of difficulty getting our screens up and our audio connected and whatnot, but I believe, Linda, are we out there now?
We are out there now, Mark.
Well, great. Well, welcome, everyone. I'm glad you can make it here tonight. This is our last session of our SMASH 2015. And this is called Tying It All Together and Really Being in the Transformation of Things. My name is Mark Jeffrey, and I'm here with my co-host, Linda Lehman. Together, we are the shifters. We're transformation experts. This is what we do. We help people shift from one place in their life to where they want to be. And we all, at some point in our lives, times or another, where things haven't quite worked out the way that we thought they would or should, and we get stuck in places. And sometimes it's pretty tough. Sometimes it's almost impossible. So tonight we're going to give you some more tools. I know in the past sessions we've given you lots of things to think about and different exercises to do. We certainly do hope that you have taken this to heart and you are doing this, because it is going to make the difference between you having the power and confidence in your life and perhaps not. So we hope that you're in it to win it. So, Linda, we've taken some steps, right? And where should they be right now?
You know, right now, they should be very aware of what they're thinking and how they're feeling about it. They should be aware of what obstacles that they've imagined themselves to have in front of them, and how to start reducing those big obstacles into stepping stones, or just blast them out of the way. You know, depending on how you want to use your imagination. They should be feeling very confident and self-secure, and you know what? They should be moving forward. And as you mentioned right at the beginning, Mark, they should be using the tools consistently that we've given them over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, because you know what? I have to applaud everybody. You've made a choice, right? You made a choice. You decided on a Monday night at whatever time zone you're in, at 8 o'clock and on, that you were going to come and you're going to spend this time with us. And we don't want it to be a waste of your time. We want you to understand that we have also gone through all of these things in our lives, and we've managed them through getting the right help, from making the right choices and taking the right steps. And you can too. There's not anybody, Linda, there's not anybody that's on this line tonight or that may hear this later that really cannot make their lives whatever they want it to be. Like it's just, that should be, to me, that should be the impossible part. It is impossible not to live the life that you want to.
Exactly, Mark. And I know that sometimes it takes a little bit of extra focus to really believe that. But Mark, what a wonderful world it opens us up to when we really grasp that concept, that we can be, do, or have anything that we choose to. It's up to us. We have the tools within ourselves to accomplish it. We just have to learn how to do it. We have to learn how to focus this marvelous energy we have, and how to direct ourselves, give ourselves commands and follow those commands, focus on what we're doing, and then just move forward and get it done. That's what this boot camp has been all about, is helping you to kind of push out the stuff that doesn't make sense, push out the stuff that's not serving you, get tunnel vision toward exactly what you want for you, because I can't tell you what you want for you, and Mark can't tell you what you want for you. It has to come from you. You have to strive for what you want, not what anybody else wants for you, but what you want. And we have been giving you the tools to do that.
Exactly. So we're talking here tonight, where are you going to go from here? What are you going to do now? Okay? So we're going to give you our 12-step program that we came up with for you for a total transformation. And the first thing that we're going to talk about tonight here, before we really get into the 12 steps, is just some rules that are going to be happening here. Really, we have to look at exactly what we're saying here. Specific goals will lead you there, and SMART goals take you all the way there. And if you don't know what SMART goals are, we're not going to go into that tonight. But what we are going to say is that it's a great way to do things. I mean, goals have to be specific. You have to be able to measure them. They have to be something you can achieve. They have to be realistic goals, and they have to have a deadline. Now, you can go online and Google SMART goals, and you can get tons of ways and courses and different things that you can do in order to achieve this. But that's what your journal does too, you guys. We've been talking about this in different terms, but it's the same thing. You know, specifically, what do you want specific? When we tell you to write it down in detail and visualize things. You know, I'll skip to this just for a second. I was reading this article just this past weekend, Linda, in Forbes, and it was about the power of visualization. And people just, like this guy was saying the same thing. He's a psychologist. He just doesn't get it. Why people think that that is just like some new age crap that nobody should do. And you know, he says, how many examples really do you have to throw at people's feet? Muhammad Ali, you know, Michael Jordan, you know, all of these great athletes, skiers, they all visualize. If you watch them, if you watch snowboarding or skiing, you can see them at the top of the run, you know, making the twists with their body, and they're visualizing them going down that hill. So if all of these people at the top of their performance level utilize this type of thing, I just don't get why people that are in the mainstream that are trying to achieve don't get that it's such an important part of us achieving our goals. If you don't visualize where you're going, okay, here's the thing. If I didn't look up and look where I was, if I close my eyes and I walk across the room, I'm going to, well, definitely run into a bunch of stuff. And I might hurt myself, and I might kill myself because I don't visualize where I'm going. Linda, why do you think people think that visualizing things that should happen in your life is not the same as walking around with your eyes closed? Like, you know, why would they not connect that?
You know, I don't know why people think that, unless they just haven't been taught. You know, we depend so much on what we've been taught by parents, by clergy, by teachers, all through school. And Mark, in all the years that I attended school, never once did anybody teach me about visualization. I don't know why, but, you know, it's like this, and I love the examples that you gave, because I give those examples too a lot of times when I'm coaching people, because it's like we understand about visualization when it comes to especially athletics, people in sports. You know, the Olympics and everything else that you were describing, you know, you see those people with their eyes closed and they're running a course. And we realize that the top the top athletes in their field all visualize. And we can see that. And when we see an athlete at the top of a run and they're visualizing that, we know that they're going to have a good run. So I guess the question is, why is it okay, what you're asking, that visualization works for them, but it doesn't work for us to be applied to other things? And my answer to the why is, you know, everything in this universe works precisely. It has order. And visualization actually brings order to your life plan. If something like visualization works in one area, then by law it has to work the same in another area. It has to work the same in all areas. It's like it is like, you know, the rhythm of the seasons or the rhythm of the ocean. It all works the same. You plant a seed. It has an incubation period. You put a seed in the ground. You don't expect it to pop its head up out of the ground within a day. Same with human beings. You know, a baby is a seed. It's planted. You don't expect to go, oh, I'm pregnant today, and tomorrow you have this 7-pound bundle of joy. It doesn't work that way. It's an incubation period. Everything in nature has an incubation period. As I said before, visualization brings order. And then once you have this order, this is how you're communicating. This is how you're saying, this is what I want. So, folks, if you weren't taught visualization in school, I'm with you. But hopefully we have pounded it. And if you have questions, ask Mark and ask me, because it works. So if you want to be successful, if you want to be at the top of your game, or you want to reach those goals that you have set for yourself, make a picture with your imagination. That's what you were given this great gift for. Build the picture. Watch the movie every day.
Mhm. You know, and if you look at that from, I was trying to think of things as you were going that, to put it in, you know, a pure logic. Okay, if you can't get that abstract of it, the pure logic is whenever you're going somewhere, right? You have never been there, you're going to look at a map, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do Google Map, or, you know, put it into your GPS. You're gonna find out, right? And if you have a long trip, you might even look at, you know, how far between gas stations, maybe, right? Or how long, you know, what hotels or motels and are along my way. You're going to plan that. You know, and honest to Pete, Linda, we plan these trips much more detail and better than we plan our bloody lives. It's craziness.
We do, Mark. We do. And you know, just to drill it down to even more simplistically than that, I want everybody to take a look at the chair they're sitting on. Where did it come from? Before you could be sitting on that chair, it had to first be a picture in somebody's mind. Before you had the cell phone that you use, somebody had to imagine it first. Everything is built from your vision. Everything.
Yeah, and and we get it. If your vision is a little foggy right now, it's cool, because you know the whole point of this exercise is that you can understand that you are in control. I mean, if you understand that, if that's your takeaway from these 4 weeks, I'm there cheering you on. I'm going to open my bottle of Merlot. I'm going to have a drink with you, because that is the feeling that you have having that power. And just like the screen right now, here's some rules, right? Success is a sum of small little efforts repeated day in and day out. Like Linda said, it's not going to happen overnight. Tonight, you're not going to go to bed and wake up a multimillionaire. Tonight, you're not going to go to bed and wake up in the morning and be, you know, confident in everything that you do. In fact, as a matter of fact, I can honestly say that in a lot of ways, when I go out to do something new, I'm not confident at it. Like I've got, you know, a little wonky, weaky littles in my knees, but I'm going to go out and study it, understand it, and make my best effort. First time I got on stage, do you think I felt comfortable? No.
No.
I was scared out there, you know, and of course, I was told the same thing. Nobody knows what you're going to say. They don't know, right? They don't know. So just go out and say it, because they can't correct you, right? They didn't study the book of you. And so think about that in your lives. Nobody can correct you. The path that you're on is your path. And we've said this many, many times before, that there's other people involved. You've got children, spouses, things like that, boss at work, whatever. Those are all going to come into play. And you're going to have to find a way to live within that, but still move in your own direction as well. And if you get really good at it, the people that are in your sphere of influence, you'll be able to influence them much more in a kinder, sweeter way, where they're actually just going to say, yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Oh, exactly, Mark. And just one more thing on this, repeating your steps every day. I mean, we talked about visualization and doing it every day. You know, repetition truly is one of the greatest. Actually, I could even call it the greatest law of learning. You know, it took repetition to get those habits that we've talked about already drilled into your subconscious mind. You know, it's like getting up in the morning and brushing your teeth, or when you first learned to drive a car, and now you can drive it almost with your eyes closed. It took repetition, though, to get you to that comfort level. It took repetition to build the confidence. It took repetition to form that habit. Okay, it's going to take repetition to replace what's not serving you with better habits that serve you. So even part of that repetition, Mark, is for all of the people who are participating in this boot camp to go back and re-listen to the sessions over and over and over again, because they're going to pick up on things that they didn't pick up on before. So repetition is key.
Mm-hmm.
Like we talked about with the gratitude, it's key. So, rule number 1.
Rule 1.
I'm not a quitter. Right, Mark?
I'm not a quitter. Repeat after us. You're not a quitter.
That's right. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter.
Yep. And sometimes, exactly, repeating that over and over when you're in the middle of hell. Just, I'm not a quitter. Whatever it takes, I've got it in me. But, you know, believe that with everything that you have. You know, and sometimes we do that, right? We start off and we're doing okay and we're thinking, yay, me, and then something comes up and you just, oh, man, this is too hard. I'm going to quit. And you don't even say it in that way, because you're going to give yourself, you know, I could never do this. What was I thinking when I started this? All that crap is going to come all over you, land on top of you, and kabam, you're going to end up right on the ground floor again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's really easy, and you like easy. Remember, easy was a good place to be at one time, but easy was the same place that you weren't getting anything you wanted.
Right.
So it might be easy, but was it good? No.
No. I say no.
No. No. So now you have the tools and the resources. Right? You have what you need. In these 4 weeks, we have given you a gift that you have everything you need. You just have to believe that that's the truth.
Exactly.
Not me, not Linda. So that brings us, Linda, right into rule 2.
Mhm. Rule 2. And you know, you just said something so beautifully, and as we put on the slide, that a lot of people are going to be sitting there nodding their heads. Yeah. I get it. But again, it's not about us. It's about you. And so you really need to talk to yourself. Say those affirmations. I will do this. I will accomplish my goals, no matter what.
Mhm. Yep.
And when you're saying it like that, and you're saying I will do it, I mean you're really putting your desire into the statement. You know, you have a choice. You can either do it or not do it. But now you're saying I am doing it. I will do it. I will get to where I want to be. So this is truly the gift that you're giving yourself. So why not act on it now?
Yeah, this is it. This is it. You have the freedom to choose. You have this gift and the will to be it and have it, this magnificent you, this magnificent life. So tonight we start. on this beautiful journey from being in the cocoon and becoming a butterfly. I'm going to tell you just how you're going to be able to transform yourself. Get out your notepads, start writing some notes. What I want you to do in this next little portion here, I want you to start thinking about how this applies to you. All right, the story of your life. How does each of these things apply to you? Because that's when it's going to start making sense. I always, and we'll give you examples too as we go along. Like I always, when everybody brings something up, I just go with the flow. Okay? If that's you, we want you to write it down tonight because you're going to start working really hard with your journal. So, step one, we've been talking about this all the way through this prelude, is it has to be a statement of fact, right? Start writing statements of fact. And again, believe that this is possible, and what you believed before was impossible. Flip the script. I do it all the time, right, Linda?
Oh, absolutely. You got to believe in you. You got to believe it's possible. You have to believe that you can achieve what you want and state it as fact. I mean, that's why we talked about affirmations. What do you want to believe? If you can't make the statement, I believe that I will reduce 10 pounds or release 10 pounds in 2 weeks, at least say, I believe in the possibility that I will lose or release 10 pounds in 2 weeks.
Yep, and then what do you need for that? You just need some reinforcement.
Right.
You just need the path. So how are you going to do it? Day one, I will eat the oatmeal. I hate oatmeal, but I'm going to eat it anyways. Whatever it is. Remember what we said? Whatever it takes.
Right.
Okay, so let's just jump right into step two. Because step one, you should already be there. You should already understand your value and worth as a person, and that this is what you can do as a statement of fact.
Right.
I can do this, right?
Right. And step two,
the expectation and the confidence, yeah.
I love it. You have to expect what it is that you desire in your life. You have to expect it. Just like you would place an order on Amazon, you expect the item to arrive. If you're on Amazon Prime, it's going to arrive in 2 days. But you expect it. It's a given. The same goes true for your goals, your dreams, your desires. You put it out there. You believe in yourself. You got to expect it to happen. Because I guarantee you, if you're sitting there going, I want to earn $500,000 by the end of this year, but I doubt that I'll get there, guess what you're going to get? You're going to get what you expect. And you just said you didn't expect to get it. Even though verbally you said, I want it, but you also said, I doubt that I'll get it. You have to expect it.
You know what? People say that too. And that's really important. Listen to those thoughts inside your head. For instance, when you said that, inside your head, if you went, Mia, listen and feel the feelings that your body's giving you behind those statements. Because if it's still, it's not going to happen. So you're going to have to do that affirmation, repeat, repeat, repeat. Write it down, get it. So you are telling yourself this is possible because you have years and years and years of all of that. Yeah, whatever. You tried that before. You never, you start things all the time. You never get it done. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If that's still in the back of your head, if you still don't believe it, like I keep saying, with every fiber of your being, don't expect good results. And you know what? I'm going to go as far to say don't even expect mediocre results. Mm-hmm. You've got to get in there, my friends. This is work. But you have that power.
But everybody has that power. I think it was Wallace Wattles back in The Science of Getting Rich who said that true thinking is one of the hardest endeavors we as human beings ever tackle. Because this endless mind chatter that goes on isn't true thinking. True thinking is when you actually take control of your thoughts and you move them where you want them to go. And this is what we're talking about.
Yep.
You get involved with your whole being.
Yeah, driving yourself forward. So we're not saying, again, to jump into the pool and get drowned and get overwhelmed and get frustrated. It's the baby steps again. And don't get so excited that you kind of lose sight of the floor beneath you, like I said, and stumble right down the elevator shaft. Right? This is a process. And we say this over and over and over again. It is a process. Take little steps. Get comfortable where you're at, and then take the next step. But don't stay so comfortable that you don't take the next step. That's all we're saying. Right? That's an easy one. Step 3 should be easy.
It should be. Baby steps, be persistent, be consistent, be progressive.
Yep. Perfect. So we're going to just jump another little baby step in step 4. Okay, so here's where we're going to do the checks and balances part. This is the part we always tell you about. You need to check in with yourself, just like I just said, how you're feeling. You know, do you feel that you have that success? Are you still visualizing? We started off with that. Are you still journaling and meditating? Are you taking that time for yourself to keep yourself steady on your feet? And as like Linda always says, are you celebrating even the little wins? Linda, this is so important.
Oh, Mark, it is. I just, people kind of roll their eyes a lot of times when I say, celebrate the little wins. No matter how small, celebrate them all. If you got up in the morning and without even having to remind yourself, you opened up your journal and started writing 5 things you're grateful for without thinking about it, celebrate it. You didn't.
Remember the first day that you couldn't even think of 5 things.
Exactly. And now here you're writing, and oh my goodness, I just thought of 7. Write them down, and then say, woohoo!
Yep.
I exceeded.
Yep. That impossible became possible. That unattainable became attainable. Celebrate it.
Absolutely.
Okay. This now step 5. It's going to be a little bit tougher for you. Okay. And I know it was for me because I saw a great deal of success in doing something, but I'm like a bull in a china shop. I will just do anything, right? And I can go down in flames. I can be successful. As a matter of fact, I simply don't care one way or the other. I'm just in it to kind of play the game of life. And so sometimes, though, you can find yourself not doing something and giving yourself a really good reason to not do it. You're actually just manufacturing an excuse. And it could be something like you started off and your vision of your success or what you wanted was to drive a Mercedes-Benz. Okay, so you started off and you said, my goal is in my business or in my job or my career, however it is, I am going to earn enough money. I am confident that I'm going to have this to get this Mercedes-Benz. And somewhere along the line, you didn't quite meet that level and you didn't quite have that money. So you said to yourself, you know what? I don't know if I even like Mercedes-Benz. I think I'll get this other more affordable, more practical. Now, Linda, I am sure everybody in their lifetime has done that.
Yes, absolutely, Mark. I've done it before. In other things, way back when, I even used to pride myself in being the quote spin master, because I could justify just about anything. But in reality, I was even though at that time I thought it was a really good thing, what I was doing was sabotaging my dreams and goals because I was really justifying why I wasn't going to accomplish it.
Yeah, and I did the same thing, though, too. When I wasn't going to be on stage. I was a production manager, right? Who'd want to listen to my story? Why is my story important, right? I was saying that to myself because I was bloody scared that I would have to stand on that stage and I would be judged.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's so special about you, little lady?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I didn't realize it. So what happened to me is what could happen in your life is that one day that stool was just sitting in the middle of the stage and I got thrown out on it. Well, face your fear, my dear. Yeah. So it can happen in two different ways. So I suggest, my friends, don't wait till somebody throws you out on the stage. That's more scary because you're unprepared. You probably didn't wear your best outfit. And, you know, maybe, you know, whatever it is. So step 6 is this. Remember this. The power is all inside you, though. Put all those excuses, recognize them for excuses. Right, Linda? Recognize them for exactly what they are. The little buggers, they can be really crafty.
They can be. But, you know, the minute that you find yourself talking yourself out of your goals, you should stand back and laugh at it because that's just an ugly excuse trying to be very creative.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It doesn't serve you. What you want to hear is that little voice inside of you that's saying, yay, you're doing a great job. Keep pushing forward. That's the one that counts.
Exactly. So right now, in step 6, we're halfway to 12, but now the old ways are gone. Poof. And now you only see that new you. Okay? We have told you that we slide back a couple of floors. We do. We sometimes push the wrong button when we get in that elevator. We're human beings. But we have a choice. Hit that alarm button, press the right button, and go. Right. Go. Step into the new you. Right. So what are we going to do when we get here, Linda?
We're going to go have some fun and play.
Yeah. Okay, does that sound silly to you guys? No, but you know what? If you don't celebrate and play, you know, run with the bulls, feel good about yourself. That's how you maintain the level of excitement and buoyancy inside of you to be able to float right over the next obstacle that last month took you out for 4 days.
Exactly. You know, play also, it clears your mind, and it opens you up to new opportunities that you typically won't see when you're so focused on your business steps or just in the thick of it. It is time to play. Everybody must play. Tap into your inner child. Have some fun. Don't think about anything else but that moment and having fun.
You know, it was really funny this week. Obviously, everybody in the world probably knew it was the Super Bowl. And but the thing was that I was, you know, just on Facebook and chatting with the people. We don't have NFL up here, but we have football and stuff like that in the fall. But so many people, like some entrepreneurs, yeah, I would never stop to do that. I'm running my business today. And I'm sitting there going, I take every Sunday off. Now, I do it because I'm Roman Catholic, and it's just something. I eat fish still on Fridays. That's what I do, right? But that's my day. That's my day. And I'm not going to work that day. You can phone me. I can hear that phone ringing, but it's not going to happen that day because that's my day to play. Now, you might see a picture of me on Facebook playing in the snow or skiing or doing something else, but you're not going to see me at my computer working. In fact, you won't even see a picture of me doing that. The only one thing I do is send out the links to this that night. But that's already done. That's a press the button, I'm done. It's my time. So don't ever get to thinking, like, you're going to work hard when you're building a business and building your life, because we left it in disarray. So think of it this way. You have a room in your house, and all you did was kept shoving stuff in it. Like, oh, I don't know what to do with this book, and you threw it in that room. I don't know what to do with this bar of soap, so you threw it in that room. I don't know what to do with these 10 coat hangers, so you threw it in that room. All right. After 10, 20, 30, 40 years, what do you think that room's going to look like? Now think of that in a different relationship. You've been throwing junk inside your head about what you cannot do for how many of those years. It's not going to be that easy to clean that out. So while you're working so hard on doing that, remember, when you get so far, celebrate that you did. When you get so far, go reward yourself with ice cream or a cookie, or walk around the block, or in my case, a glass of Merlot, and play on a day. Have a day of play.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it just make you feel so much better, Linda, when you do take that time for yourself?
Oh, it does. It makes you feel so good. I remember we were on our Tortola trip, and we'd been talking business all day long, and we were sitting at the pool, dangling our feet in the water. What happened, Mark?
We jumped in the water with all our clothes on.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody there thought we were crazy. But you know what? When we got out, and we looked like drowned rats, and we're laughing so hard we could barely stand up. It was just, we looked at each other and just jumped in the water. There wasn't even a second of, what should we do? It was just this is what we're doing now. And we had fun. Mm-hmm. And I know that some people will think, you people are bloody crazy. But, and perhaps maybe in some respects we are, but it was so much fun. We just laughed, and it was probably one of the best nights that we had.
Mhm, I think so. And I believe that this particular boot camp was born out of freeing ourselves from all of the business talk, and then being able to
building our lives again, because we were so, both of us, we were so wrapped up in, we run 2 corporate businesses, both have consulting, we both run online businesses, and it takes up a lot of time, and I think that's all we were doing, drive this forward, where we just said, what? Come on, where'd the play go out of this day?
Yeah. Splash.
So we stuck it back in. Okay, let's jump into step 8, okay, because just like right now, you're laughing with us, you're feeling really good, but guess what, guys? It's time to stretch some more. Mm-hmm. Now you're going to start moving forward faster. You're going to start moving forward with leaps and bounds. You're excited. You have the power. You can do this. You've got it. Now, trust me on this. You'll probably stumble and fall over your shoelaces a couple of times. But this is the time. This is a time, Linda. This is a magical, magical time.
It is. You've come so far. Now you're making an adjustment because you're in a new place, and so you can adjust to it. Do not get comfortable here. This truly is the time. You can see how this is working. You're starting to get momentum. It's time. It's actually time to take bigger, bolder steps. You can do this. I know you can. Mark knows you can. It's time for that quantum leap now. Don't get comfortable. Leap.
Leap, yeah. And feel the confidence that gives you. Like, you're, and visualize this. You're on the top of a mountain, and those guys that got the little bat wings, and they jump, and they just soar, and they soar, and they soar, and they go through caverns, and they keep soaring and soaring. Think of that. That's your life now, that you can just jump, and everything will happen. You can do this, and in your heart, of all your hearts, you know it. So, we come now to step 9. Getting a little serious here now.
Mm-hmm. Commitment. Are you just interested in reaching your goals, or are you truly committed? Are you committed to yourself? Are you committed to your goals and your dreams and your new reality. You know, Mark, this takes a lot of determination. And, okay, I have a confession. So, we have a wedding in our family on Saturday, this coming Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a vision of the dress I wanted as mother of the bride. And I looked in all of the shops around Destin and around the area, and I just wasn't finding what I wanted. So I was looking online, and there were some beautiful options, and I finally found one that I really, really liked. And so I wanted to order it. And they wanted it to be so precise, they asked for my measurements. Even though I gave them the size, they asked for my measurements. Well, me in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, I really want to release some weight, some pounds, before the wedding. So I fudged a little on the measurements, just knowing that I was going to fit into the dress for the wedding. Well, I kind of pushed that aside and didn't really think about it and didn't work real hard toward releasing some pounds. And so the dress arrived, and it was tight. It was real tight. And I'm looking at the calendar going, I've got 2 weeks. I mean, it would work, but it was tight. I wasn't sure when I first put it on that I could sit down. I mean, it was that tight. So in comes determination and commitment, because the dress is absolutely gorgeous, and I want to wear that dress at the wedding. So 2 weeks before the wedding, I become determined and committed on releasing some pounds, reintroduced myself to a vigorous workout program that I, quite frankly, haven't done in about a year. And determination and consistency has paid off. The dress fits, and it's stunning, and I'm so excited. But I'm staying on track until after the wedding. Very strict. You're not going to see a glass of Merlot picture with me in it until the wedding. But it took this commitment. It took this determination, and I did it. And I am so excited.
Well, isn't it funny how we will do stuff like that? Like, especially as women, right? I mean, we'll lose some weight because we want to look good for a picture, or, you know, we want to do this. But the fact of the matter is, why don't we do that? Why don't we feel that good about ourselves? Why don't we maintain that? Why don't we be committed to that every single day? Well, in some ways, it may not matter to you. You know, it just may not be in your everyday life that it really is something, you know, the other things are more important. But the fact of the matter is, if you're just doing it or accepting it, but you're not happy with it, you need to be doing something about it. And, yeah, I get it. It's not easy. Let's just jump into step 10, the transformation of you. Because right now, in this journey, that's what you're going to start feeling. You know, you're positive in your frame. You're positive in your mind. You're positive in your thoughts. You feel like, I can do this thing. May not be I can do everything that I want to, but I can do this thing. And that was on day 1, when we asked you to write in your journal about what you saw for your life and what's the first step that you were going to take in order to get there. How are you feeling about that right now? That's what we're asking you. It doesn't matter about us. We told you some stories about how we go up and down and we do things, and we, you know, Linda made a specific goal. You know, so maybe it could have turned out not to be such a smart idea. But she made a specific goal. She had a deadline, so it was pretty smart, you know, using the SMART goal method, because your back is against the wall. And sometimes that's when we play our best games. And I get that, because the adrenaline is going. What you need to learn to do in your life is have that, be able to call on that adrenaline and power at will.
Exactly.
I think that's the best way I can put it.
It's perfect. It's perfect. You shouldn't have to wait till your back is up against the wall.
No, when you want to have something, you should just say, I want it, I'm going to get it. But Linda, this step 11 is the most important, I think.
Yes.
I think the most important of all.
Absolutely. You got to love yourself. Even if the dress is tight, you got to love yourself.
Trust me, I went with a tight dress on Saturday night too, Linda, so tell me about it. I know. I wasn't going to admit it, though, but peer pressure.
You know, when you truly start looking at yourself in the mirror, we talked about this before, and point at that person and say, I love you. There's so much more of your gifts that you can give to the world because you love yourself. And you're going to find that you will go that little extra. You will realize, wow, I didn't think that I could lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, but I did. But it's that little extra, it's that extra focus to get you to where you want to be, to get you out on that stage, Mark. You know, you had to love yourself to step out there when you didn't feel like internally maybe you were as prepared as you would have wanted to be. The first time I got on stage, same way. You know? But I loved myself enough that I had that confidence. The more you love yourself, the more confident you're going to be. It's not arrogant to love yourself. Actually, you're doing yourself a disfavor and everybody else around you if you don't check in with yourself and say, you know what, I really love you. Because I know I put out a layman's terms today. You have to love yourself first before you can ever give love to anybody else.
Mhm. You know, you were just saying something. It's not arrogant. You know, if you were to disparage somebody else in order to make yourself look better or feel better about yourself, then that's not a good thing. But if you get up in the morning and go, I'm so hot, I'm sizzling, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all.
No,
You're going to walk through your day with a special kind of confidence, I'm going to tell you.
Yes, you are. And it's going to show, and you're going to have this smile on your face that you probably didn't even realize was there, and people are just going to start smiling back at you, and you're going, ooh, I just meet such friendly people today.
Yeah. And I think women, for the most part, you know, are so hard on themselves. And we talked about this, oh gosh, I think it was on one of our When the Ship Hits the Fan shows about, and guys, you know, they're out on the beach and they've got their little Speedos on and their guts hanging out and they're having the best time of their lives. They don't care what anybody around them thinks. They're just having a tan and they're having a good time. Whereas then you see the woman with them and she's all covered up, and because she has, you know, stretch marks or she's carrying 4.5 extra pounds. You know, that's the difference between a full-out living life. And I'm not saying that, you know, then you get some ridiculous pictures of people that should never have seen a bathing suit. I get that. But you know what? I still in all have to give them credit that if you feel good, whatever.
Yeah.
Like if you're having a good day, and who cares, right? I give you credit for having, you know, the guts to do that. And if that makes you happy, then who am I to say anything different? So what we want you to do, remember, go into this, don't have any distractions, get rid of all that external negativity, and just throw it. Just throw the ball pure net all the way, because you have the power to be able to do that. You do. And of course, what we talk about all the time is celebrating. Celebrating, celebrating, celebrating all of those successes.
Absolutely.
Because it's so important.
It is so important. And not only, you know, I know in December we talked about celebrating, you know, going back and reflecting on the whole year and re-celebrate all those wins. You know, don't wait till December to celebrate. Celebrate each and every time. Write it down in your journal. And then at the end of the year when you're reflecting back, you get to celebrate again. But not for the first time, but for the umpteenth time, because you have been so incredibly successful. You know, this is your life. It's amazing. Live it. Celebrate it. Have fun with it. Be happy with it. You can achieve your dreams.
But I can say it, Linda can say it, but until and unless you can say it, same time next year, my friends, we'll all be sitting here, be in the same place.
So, Mark, you've reached your dreams. You've reached your goals that you set for yourself. So, what's next?
More.
Keep moving.
More. Don't ever think that it's a greedy life. Be greedy. Eat it all up. You know, when I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, I will say this, before that, I could say, okay, I can die. I pretty much have done everything. Not I'm going to be mad. I'm not going to see my grandchildren and different things like that, right? But the experiences I had in my life up until then, I could say I'm not going to die with regrets, except for the life I wouldn't have, all right? Which I may not have had it anyways. This was just, I could have been hit by a truck, whatever. But with that, given the second time, to be able to, I was in a car accident when I was 16. That was bad enough. And then I did this. I'm going, okay, how many times do I have to get hit on the head before I full out go and do? And I took a really good look at my life and I thought, exactly this. What do you want to do next? What's the next part of your life? Because really, everybody wrote you off. Doctors, your friends, your family, everybody's making funeral plans. So what do you want to do next? And that's where you are right now. Your life has been, demolish all the junk that was in it, all the stuff that didn't serve you. And what is next? You're at this amazing place in your life. What now? Man, Linda, that's got to be, for me, that was the best feeling of my life, to sit there and say, anything can be next.
Exactly. And it's not the time to get comfy again.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to stretch. I mean, you're never going to be done. So adjust to the new you and ask that, okay, what do I want next? What do I want to accomplish now? What's my next big adventure? You're always going to have a next big adventure. And that in and of itself, Mark, is incredibly promising. It's exhilarating to know, okay, what's around the next corner? What can I do now? How can I stretch and grow and expand now?
Because you know what? That's exactly true, though. Life should be an adventure. Life shouldn't be a drudgery. We shouldn't ever, if we have kids, right, and you're raising them, and it might be a little tough. For me, I was a single parent. There was times that, I didn't quite know how we were going to make it, but I sat down and figured it out. But I never ever even had a thought that this life sucks. Right? There was struggles in there, but I never went to bed at night and going, man, this life sucks. I would go to bed going, well, thank goodness my child is healthy, and I can, I've got a lot of skills, and I've just got to readjust my life, and I can pay my bills, and I can do stuff. Like, thank God. Thank the lucky stars, luck, whatever that you think, and just move through it. But don't ever think for one single second that life isn't worth it, or you can't do it, or your life sucks. Because right there, you just hit the bottom floor again. In fact, I think if there was a sub-level, I think they hit that.
I think so too. This life is exciting, and we're here to live it. We're not here to just exist on it. We're here to live.
And we got some exciting things that we're going to be working on coming up in February, and keep an eye out. We'll be sending it out to you folks that are here. We know some of you are entrepreneurs and want some help in your businesses, and we've been successfully managing the different aspects from the corporate to the online to our coaching. We're going to help you with that because we decided when we were out playing that we were going to help other people, and it wasn't going to cost them a dime. It's just we're very healthy, happy, successful, and we just wanted to share it with other people. Again, if you're on here and we've helped you, maybe send out the links to somebody that you care about too. I know we're just here at the top of the hour. This is the last of this session, and I just want to congratulate every single person that showed up. You showed up, and that's 99.9% of success. So that's what I have for them tonight, Linda. I'll leave the last word to you, my friend.
Well, again, I applaud everyone who has gone through this boot camp with us. You know, pat yourselves on the back, celebrate that you did it, you made that commitment, and you did it. And we love you for it. We thank you for it, and we are here to help you in any way we possibly can. You know, today is a great day. Today is the best day ever. So celebrate it, and we will see you next time.
Next. See you. Good night, everybody. This is Mark in Canada. Have an amazing evening.
Good night from Linda in Florida.